Good to meet you, Governor. What's your poison, Dan? A sip or a smoke? Aye, so it is. But not just any Drudna. Further down's the arena, see? And the I give them that. You could say that my darling herbs. So, if you're interested, Governor, all you have to do is use your imagination. How can I make you bloom? No problem. In return for a reasonable donation, that is.
If he digs all kinds of...
Much obliged, Governor.
Ifan approaches you, a drink in his hand and a wide smile.
Want a drink?
He grins and hands you a...
It's really been some adventure so far, eh? One must stop to appreciate...
Ifan looks around at the Undertavern.
Ah. Well, plenty of drinks to be had when the world's saved.
Ifan's eyebrows raise.
I'd say the same about you. I'm never lonely when you're...
Ifan smiles, shyly. He inches closer to you. So close that you can feel the heat of his body warming you. You can smell his scent while...
Closer.
He reaches out one scarred hand to touch your face, gentle as can be. Trembling, he smiles, closing his eyes. Noise erupts in the Undertavern around you, as patrons cheer and clap your affectionate moment. Ifan meets your...
Let's try this again sometime.
He squeezes your hand and winks, only moving away when he sees you.
My good lady, I see that you accompany no other...
Of course she'll be so kind. Speak freely, kinsman.
Directions, milady. He was waiting for you here, my pretty...
He looks around the hazy room with hasted eyes.
The House of Shadow stirs. A little ways east he went, in search of safety. To an encampment of paladins.
Indeed I am. We will follow your
Prince of Princes.
He bows deeply before the red...
The House of Shadows, an ominous phrase. It's as if I can feel the onset of night. Perhaps. But you must realize that until a short while ago, the very existence of the House of Shadow... You still stand by me then, despite us being targeted. Onward then! Let...
Look at that. A fresh face. And a pretty little kisser. Well, there you go. Take a load off and enjoy anything.
What's this? I found something.
I'm telling you, if they got nothing to hide, they got nothing. Yeah.
He fixes you with a stare, then a smile.
Greetings, stranger. Looking to ease the pain of a decaying world.
He purses his lips. His fingers drum a pattern on his elbow as he assesses you.
I'm sorry, I mistook you for a different kind of person. My mistake. I shall return to serving me other customers, and I wish you a good why the long face. Come on, everyone knows that one.
He searches your face for it.
Go on then. Tell me the one about the waiter and the dog and the horses. And the waiter says, why the long face? Then what happens? That's presumptuous of him. But go on. Gods, I really hate dogs. I don't like this joke. So the dog's listening. That's not funny.
A smile spreads.
I get it. Let me ask you this. Across the world, who is renowned above all others for their exquisite love-making abilities? Well, I'm sure that in your... My friend, the very best lovers are, whisper it, lizards. And for a barely significant sum of gold, I can introduce you to the... Well, this is what's...
He holds out his hand. The money vanishes.
Now, let me ask you this. What flavour? Upstairs, on the second floor. Her name is Zara. Pleasure is her...
He gives you a mischievous grin. Then...
Be the seven usher us to paradise against all the odds.
What would I do without you? The town is poor, but this room is rich.
A weathered woman in a dirty sea captain's tunic
The bell rings a warning and the tide is on the turn. And the ship is in the locker. On the bottom. And yet... Can you hear? The bell. I'm haunted by my crew. They ring the bell to drive me...
She buries her head in her...
Make it stop!
You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot. Curiosity kills the cat. Gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
As you approach the silken...
I know this man, and he's not at all what he seems.
Ifan bounds forward. They chatter away for some time. The man hunkers down. Ifan claps the man on the back.
Well, now we know the way to the sawmill. And we know... Hear that? Roosts camped out at the
Careful
sawmill.
now, that's a trap.
So, Roost is at a sawmill.
She smiles.
Must be an awful...
Your beard, my lord. It seems less
Curiosity kills
lush
the cat.
somehow.
Or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night? Careful, I've spotted a trap.
Good find.
Got to pick who you can trust.
You got that right, Hilka. You got that right.
And I'm saying you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away.
Or gets it sent to Fort Joy.
It's a shame, it is.
An absolute shame.
Alexander,
It ain't right.
It ain't right.
You said it, Hilka.
Then you're an idiot. Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard.
Who rings the bell?
Then you're an idiot. Yeah? What do you want? See this uniform? That makes me and Tatcha here magisters, not waiters. Get me? Tatcha here is one of my...
Tatcha grins hella.
Our mate Boris got posted to Fort Joy for consorting...
They look at you expectantly.
Who rings the bell?
Tatcha looks victorious.
You're as bad as she is. Get lost then, you're no use to me.
Eden turns back to her.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one
She
night with
tips
a
you a
lizard.
wink.
The bell still rings. Do you hear it? Do you hear it?
You've got to pick who you can trust.
You got that right, Hilka. You got that right.
And I'm saying you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away.
Curiosity kills the cat, or
And you
gets
can't
it
be
sent
too
to
careful,
Fort
you
Joy.
know? If they can get Alexander, they can get any of us.
You're willing to risk
She
Fort
babbles
Joy.
breathlessly.
The bell rings a warning and the time...
Then you're an idiot.
The bell rings a warning and the tide is on the turn.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard. Then you're an idiot.
You've got to pick who you can trust.
Who rings the bell?
And I'm saying...
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
The bell still rings. Do you hear it? Do you hear it?
Weathered and rugged, the man...
There's bad things in the caves.
His eyes open, but he... His eyes open, but he...
The island is ruined and doesn't have a name.
His eyes flicker... His eyes flick... His eyes open. His eyes flick wide open. His eyes open. He goes back...
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot. Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy.
Who rings the bell?
You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a
You've
lizard?
got to pick who you can trust.
Then you're an idiot.
You got that right, Hilka. You got that right.
And I'm saying you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away.
A prim woman in a
Blessings upon our Lucian, 7 times divine.
with surprising...
We don't speak of His Holiness that way in this establishment. Well, ye can't, but that can't be helped now, I suppose. We've only got amber ale. Coming right up, darling.
The cook acknowledges you.
Please, madam, you should not be back here. It's not safe. Sharp knives, boiling liquids, sharp tempers. Don't underestimate the dangers here. You should speak to Loverick if you want.
look of recognition.
What are you waiting for? The experience of a lifetime away.
He rolls his eyes at you, then gets back to...
A bold choice.
He raises an eyebrow.
Most divine! You got nothing to be scared of. We wait, we wander and wonder, seeking signs from the gods. May the seven usher us to paradise against all the odds.
I don't think you know even a smaller bird if it bit you on the arse.
You glad you don't have to witness the sun hell?
I'm telling you, if you got nothing.
Yeah? What do you want? Do you indeed? My friend Thatcher here reckons she'd like to do the same, despite the fact that consorting with the enemy could see her posted to Fort Joy.
Thatcher looks interested indeed.
Door's over there. Convention says you go up alone. See you in a couple of minutes then. Ha!
Who rings the bell?
Pleased with herself, she...
Don't even think about it, Thatcher. Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent to Fort Joy. You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
A lizard, tall and beautiful, turns towards you.
I'm so glad you came. But your friend...
She turns her back on you. A lizard, tall and beautiful,
Oh, I'm sorry, madam. I didn't mean anything by it. I'm just the demure yet sexy maid. I was in here clearing up and I saw these clothes. I couldn't resist. Please.
She purses her lips.
Not so fast, little lady. These things take time. If you're not in the mood for games, would you like me to dance for you? Or would you like to hear a poem? All right, darling.
She closes her eyes. She's motionless for a moment, as if listening, as she finds the rhythm of the song that only she can hear. You realize you hear the music too. She spins into you, her arms around you, her breath upon you, her rough skin on yours. The bed receives you both. You realize that you are naked, and so is she. She searches your face for the lie, doesn't find it. The compliment touches her. She smiles. She takes you into her arms, into her heart, into her... Your world explodes in ecstasy.
Good morning, lovebirds.
Good morning, Gil. Hey, this is my lover. Lover, this is my friend Gil. I'm sorry, darling. It's a setup. You paid...
To wit, we're taking all your stuff. If you want it back, you can take it up with Lohar.
willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard, then you're an idiot. Leave me, please. Then you're an idiot.
He gives you his mischievous grin.
I did promise you the experience of a lifetime.
His lip quivers. You expect him to be afraid, but he's not.
They have me over a barrel. They do. You have to believe me. It's hard enough to earn a crust around here, and me and the young'un, we've been starving. My lady, the little un was left with me when my wife died. She won't make it without me, the poor child.
He contrives to look even more
Oh, hell, I can't keep a straight face. You're right, there's no young'un. It's an easy way to make a little extra money. But no harm done, eh? Admit it, you had a good... You don't scare me.
Worms take you.
I'm telling you, if you got nothing to hide, you're scared of seeking signs from the gods.
Yeah? You're good with the Magisters caging anyone up that looks funny.
Paradise. Damn right. You got a right to live, don't I? Throw them in the hole.
I don't think you'd know even the smaller good if it bit you on the arse.
Pretty good, ain't he? But he...
My friends, for Alexander... Killed by sorcerers. A most vile incident.
Ah, finally. I'll have a bowl of the house stew, if you please. Oh, after all I've...
He lowers his gaze. Then his lip trembles.
It's my men... No. Now, here... And the waiter will... Ah, tell me... Ah, to my mentor. He made short... Now, I can't tell...
Yeah? You're good with the Magisters.
The bell rings a warning and the tide is on the turn.
This has been a difficult day.
I've spotted something.
What would I do without you?
An elf sways. She slides one.
And that.
She slides and
Bottoms up.
her gaze.
Damien's. Another. Ah.
A prim woman in a
Blessings upon our Lucian, 7 times divine. Blessings, but
with surprise.
we don't speak of His Holiness that way in this establishment. Ha! Go on.
She looks at you from.
I suppose. We've only got amber. Sure.
I'll take your order if you're polite, elf.
Not right now.
I'm telling me, Whiff, you got nothing to want to
Menu's simple. Eat, or drink, or both.
Damn right. I got a right to live, don't I? Throw him in a hole for all I care. It's the great good.
Fine. I'll have a bowl of the house stew, if you please. Oh, after all
He lowers his lip trembles.
It's my men. No. No. And my made sure. Oops. Now, I can't tell.
Valiant warrior against the boy. It's the great good.
The town is poor, but this room is rich.
A weathered woman.
The bell rings, the ship is, and yet, perhaps I...
She buries her.
Make it.
She babbles breath.
The bell rings...
Curiosity kills the cat. Gets a sense of more joy. You're willing to risk more joy for one night with a
Absolutely not. The coffers man.
Look out! I see a trap nearby. Oh, under lock and key. Nice.
Curiosity kills the cat, or gets it sent, yeah? What do you want?
And you can't be too careful, you know? If I can get Alexander...
Good. Keep it. Before you go, help us settle an argument. Thatcher here is one of my dearest...
Thatcher grins hello.
Our mate Boris got posted to Fort Joy for consorting with lizards. And Thatcher here...
They look at you expectantly. Thatcher bursts out.
Get lost before I throw you in a...
Thatcher doesn't look
disrespecting one majesty.
She turns back to her...
Of course it's not true.
It's a shame it is.
Smile all you want. I'm not in love with you.
An absolute shame.
Gossip? Sure. Never thought I'd say...
You said it.
Go on then.
The bell still rings. Do you hear it?
She babbles breathlessly on, barely aware you're there, and nearby sounds a ringing bell.
The bell rings...
Of course it's not true.
Something to do for you. How about a little amber? My boy Niles' favourite. He's a physician in the Divine Order. Mother's pride.
Damn right. It's the greater good. We wait, we wonder and wonder.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Glad to see you well. Nothing more.
How you holding up?
Until later, then.
And a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
I don't come visit your ton.
Buying or selling? Capital. Good luck to you.
I'd like to know.
Keeping it together, Bree. How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Buying or selling? Capital. Good luck to you.
Keeping it together, Reed. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Reed. I'm all right, as long as I'm not too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it. Wars are brewing, my friend, and we make special prices for you. War is hell, my friend, but it's very good for business. Good luck to you.
Keeping it together, Reed. I'm all right, as long as I'm not too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Reed. I'm all right, as long as I'm not too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Reed. I'm all right, as long as I'm not too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't compromise too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't compromise too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your tunnel, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't compromise too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it. Wars are brewing, my friend. Special prices for you. War is hell, my friend, but it's very good for business. Good luck to you.
Keeping it together, Bree. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't compromise too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
I don't care if you tear this place apart plank by plank. We will find him.
You can't
You've
just
been warned, Barnes. Now, get back.
The Magister turns.
You, tell me. Have you seen a man acting suspiciously near here? Grey cloak, grey beard, satchel slung over his shoulder. Blast! Well, if you do see anything odd, report it immediately.
Go on then.
The dwarf peers at a...
Fascinating. Oh, my... what do you want? I'm gutting fish. What else? Nothing wrong with taking pride in your work.
sorcerer.
You're dead, Alexander.
Here, Mrs. Alexander doesn't have...
See? You won't put us...
That's not good.
Fasten tight.
The dwarf is unnaturally still. You might mistake her for a corpse, were it not for a slight twitch of her eyelids. She calmly opens her left...
What do you want? Cobwebs, I reckon. Maybe some spiders and silverfish, rats. Nothing you want. Unless you collect cobwebs, I guess. Wine or...
Before you can ask more, the dwarf holds up her hands and...
You best get.
She rolls her eyes before...
It won't budge. It won't budge.
Oh, it won't budge.
Knocking around that noggin of yours.
I found something.
We'd have more luck asking Duda to open it for us than for us to budge by our own hands.
if we had a crowbar?
You think a crowbar would open this thing? Oh, you got rocks knocking around that noggin of yours. We'd have more luck asking Duna to open it for us than for it to budge by our own hands.
Maybe if we had a crowbar.
You think a crowbar would open this thing? Oh, you got rocks knocking around that noggin of yours. We'd have more luck asking Duna to open it for us than for it to budge by our own hands.
Maybe if we